All right, so today we've got a very exciting start to the day with a clutch of eggs from a very feisty mama. So I'm going to try and distract her with my hand. She's not falling for it, but once she gets off of them, usually she'll calm down. And these are fresh laid. Look at that beautiful mama. She is. She still looks like she wants to strike me. My thug life, get in on that. This is my thug life emoji pied. Had her about 6 years. And I'm just going to check, make sure it doesn't feel like there's anything else left in. Looks like she's got them all. All right. So we're going to put her in a temporary tub for right now while we deal with the eggs. And it looks like, oh my gosh, this one's so fresh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 eggs. They all look gorgeous. This is awesome. This one's kicked off here by itself, and this is so fresh. So I always like to weigh my eggs just to kind of get an average. This one hadn't started hardening at all. They're real soft when they're first laid, and then they kind of harden a little bit, but they'll stay flexible and pliable throughout. So 8 eggs, 920 grams. So I always like to candle all my eggs. I'm going to candle these, especially since one was kind of rolling there, and I'm going to separate them because I know they're just freshly laid. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to separate them and candle them, and then we'll take a look at how we set up the egg box. All right, so we've got them separated, and I've got them in the egg box. Closer. I like to number them. I don't know why. There's not really a reason for it. It's just what I do. But I try to write the number over where the embryo is. Like this one, I put it in the way it was laid, but then I candled it, which I'm going to demonstrate here. Hopefully it'll pick up on there. The embryo is right underneath the 8 there, but it was upside down. So all the veins in the embryo were on the bottom, so I had to flip it over. But you can see this little kind of circle here of veins. I think you can see that on the camera. You can kind of see it jiggle together. I don't think you can see it on that one. No. Maybe from the angle. But so this little circle, that's the embryo. So there's a lot of debate in the industry about whether these have to be upright or not. I think it's been proven by some reputable breeders that they don't have to be upright in order for them to be viable. They'll still survive, but I don't like to take chances. So we're going to turn the lights back on and talk about it a little more. All right, welcome back. So I just want to talk a little bit about how to set up the egg box, how we do it. There are different ways. There's not necessarily a right or a wrong way, but I've got mine in straight vermiculite and water. It's a 1-to-1 mix, so I actually weigh it on my scale so that I know I've got the exact same weight of water as the vermiculite. This is a real fine grade A1 vermiculite, which isn't what I would recommend necessarily, but it's what my local feed store had when I needed it. If you're just starting out and you're trying to breed, Hatch Right is kind of foolproof. That's what I started out using. But as I got more experience, I switched over to this. Only problem with it, the small stuff gets everywhere, especially once the babies hatch. So I always move them off of it once they start pipping so they don't get covered in it. As you can see, our last egg here, egg number 8, this one is still real wet and sticky almost from being freshly laid. Like it was just laid probably within the last 30 minutes. And so it's sticking to it really bad. But I just kind of separate them out like this. These are really big eggs, so 8 is about as many as I could fit in this 7-quart container. It's okay for them to touch each other. You just don't want them to touch the walls. We want to try and keep moisture off of them. They have to stay humid, but we don't want them to get moisture directly on them, because if they do, it can cause mold to start to grow, which can actually kill the egg if left untreated. Once we get them in there, we're going to cover it with, if I can get this to cut, with press and seal. Helps if you pull it the right way. And yes, this is left over from Christmas. So we cover it with a press and seal, try and get it nice and tight, and that'll keep the humidity in and help them. I don't typically check on the eggs along the way. I haven't found that to be necessary. We close it up and it goes right into the incubator like this. I put my clutch card on top and I'll write the date that I expect them to hatch, which I just write 60 days. They don't usually make it 60 days, but so I will write on here 9/14 is 60 days from today, and I'll write number 4 because this is clutch number 4 for this season. And the pairing on this, you saw the mom. She's just a standard single gene pied, but she was paired to our OD Leopard Pied pet clown male. So 100% pieds from this clutch. We're going to get these into the incubator, and hopefully we'll get a better result than we did from this mom last time. She didn't lay for me last year. She's only laid once, and she gave me 4 eggs, but sadly 3 of them were stillborn. This is the only, I'm going to pull her out. She's very feisty. This is the only survivor from her first clutch. Perfect bamboo, let's see if I can remember, bamboo pin yellow belly. Obviously 100% het pied since mom was a pied. Beautiful, but she's kind of angry. So only survivor. The others couldn't get out of the egg. So I'll most likely, once these get close, we'll cut them to make sure the babies can get out. But I look forward to updating you with that video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions. Y'all have a great day.